Hi guys, I'm your girl Mercy JustFly, yo freaky tattoo artist, and I'm here with my co-host, the bear
Sentinel bear.
with the thumbs.
This guy right here, who's got two thumbs and is a sentinel bear. This guy, right?
Yeah, we really got to work on that.
Don't hate on me.
Welcome to the Bear Effect podcast, and today I'm like excited.
Yeah, you saw these questions.
I
and
am
you got
so excited.
turned.
Listen, we asked y'all to send us some questions, and y'all actually came through and delivered. And I'm just ecstatic. Like I am so happy. We got some really, really, really good questions, and this is gonna be great. Oh, you wrote them down. Oh,
Yeah,
look at you.
I do work.
I'm sorry. I do work too. Did you not
work.
see? I got those questions. We.
I'm not saying that I do work and that you don't. I'm saying that I also do work. You're not the only one.
Oh, okay.
I do work.
Yeah, you are. You're a hardworking sentinel
I
bear
do
with two thumbs.
Work, and I use both of them.
Both of them.
I didn't get the last one though. We're gonna have to go to your phone.
We'll go to my phone for the last one.
That one came in late.
Hey, to all our viewers over there on IG, I see y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah, we need glasses because it's like
so small. Like
right. Well, we know
old eyes.
I see Baby Bear. I see sweet something, and I don't know the first one, but
KTO.
But shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. For our Q&A.
This is gonna be juicy.
It's gonna be juicy. Juicy. All right.
So let's jump into it. We'll do announcements and everything at the end because I know you're excited.
Yeah.
Question number 1. How confident are you in your partner doing things to you that you are not sure of? So, as a dominant, as a top, people that know me know that I am not a switch. I am always top, always dominant. I don't go to the other side. So the number of things that I bottom for is extremely limited. I normally bottom for sensual play when it comes to like getting a massage, when it comes to doing things that are associated with sensual play or sensuality. Baby Bear's given me massages before. She's done fire cupping on me before. I had fire cupping done on me before. I like things that help me to relax. Anything that's gonna help me to like relax my muscles and like cool down and calm down and relax, I'm down for it. Because for me, that's part of them giving me service. So for fulfilling their acts of service as a love language that I receive is something that I enjoy and I don't get enough of. Like, I never want to ask for it because I'm the type of person where I want to feel like you're doing it because you want to do it.
From the heart.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to feel like you're only doing it because I said something. And if I hadn't said something, you wouldn't do it.
Right.
So I'm not the type to like come out and ask for it. But when it's offered, I feel extremely special and extremely loved and extremely grateful and appreciative that it's happening. But those are things that, like, the question saying, how confident are you and your partner doing things that you're not sure of?
So now let's take it to the swinger side, because that's the BDSM side.
Yeah.
The swinger side. So me, as far as, playing with my partner and letting them do things that I am not sure of. First of all, we're gonna have a conversation if you're trying to do something new that I don't know about. You know what I'm saying?
And please don't try that at a party. And do not try that shit in public. No.
Right. So my partner, if it's my partner, obviously they're gonna know for the major part what I like and what I don't like. So I think that, my confidence will be pretty high, if I'm playing with a partner that I'm comfortable with and that, I play with often. Sure, we can try new things. Now with a new partner, that's where I don't know how confident I am there, because I don't know what you're trying to do. You might try to stick a plunger up my ass and light it on fire because that's what gets you off. And I'm not with that.
But see, then again, it also boils down to you as the person who is doing the thing. As someone who is always the top and always the dominant, I know how important it is for me to be confident in what I'm doing for a person to feel comfortable that I'm doing it to them. So if, for example, I love rope. Rope is my first love. Everybody knows I love rope. If during a sensual rope scene I make a mistake, my bottom never knows it. She has no idea I made a mistake. There have been thousands of times where I was doing a sensual rope scene and I dropped the rope, or when I was putting the rope on them, it didn't fall right, or it wasn't in the right place, or it didn't go where I wanted it to go exactly, or I had my mind on something else and I let go at the wrong time and the rope fell. But my partner had no
idea,
clue that happened, because I fake it till I make it. I fake it like that's what I was supposed to do. And as long as you have that confidence, as long as you are able to make your partner comfortable and make them feel like you know what the fuck you're doing and that they're going to be safe and you're going to take care of them, you can get away with a whole lot. And they'll never know that you felt uncomfortable about it. They'll never know that it was something that should have made them uncomfortable because you were uncomfortable about it, because they get comfort and they get confidence from your confidence. Because I could say, you know what, Mercy? I just got a new plunger and it's not that big. And I was thinking we could play with it a little bit. Like,
it's this right here, because you know.
Take it.
Because you
I
know.
could put it maybe, somewhere that, you like me playing with. And then once it's in there, I could light it on fire.
Baby Bear, bring me the plunger.
See, and 5 seconds ago, it was, hell no, I ain't doing that shit. Ain't no fucking way nobody gonna do that.
It's a delivery. It's a delivery.
Again, there is, especially if you know your partner and how they interact and how you connect with them and what they like and how they like to be spoken to, and you're doing all of the things that they need, you can talk them into some shit that they otherwise may not have done. And that also has a lot to do with trust. Trust is something that you build with someone over time. So when you meet somebody and you're just starting out with them, they're not going to be open to doing some of that crazy shit that a year down the road, once they've built a relationship with you and they know you, now you saying that same crazy shit you were saying in the beginning, and their no might be, you know what, let's try that shit and see how it goes.
Right.
I feel a little frisky tonight. I had some shrooms. I smoked some weed. Let's try that crazy shit. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's try it.
It depends on a lot of different factors. It
does. That definitely does.
So question number 2.
So that question, I believe, is actually question number 3, because I think that it might have been from the same person. I'm not sure. These questions all came to me anonymously, just so y'all know.
So question number 2 was a little confusing to me. It said, does it excite you and give you even more pleasure? And I'm assuming they mean, does the lifestyle excite you and give you more pleasure? And in that question, then you have, does the BDSM excite you and give you more pleasure? Does the swinging excite you and give you more pleasure? Does the poly excite? I would assume the answer to the question is yes, if you're doing these things.
Right.
Like if they don't excite you and they don't give you pleasure and you're not interested in them, what the fuck are you doing them for?
Definitely.
Like, why are you there?
I'm glad that you read it like that, because I didn't think of it like that. I thought that was like a part 2 to the question number 3.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
I thought that was, but I like how you worded it and how you thought about that, because I didn't even think about that. Does it excite you and give you even more pleasure? Now, lifestyle wise, definitely. I mean, does it excite me? Does it excite me and give me more pleasure? It does, because in the lifestyle, that's where I've been able to explore, a lot of things that I probably wouldn't even had thought of before I was in the lifestyle. And so that does give me pleasure and excitement, depending on what it is. I've had some few experiences that are great, and maybe 1 or 2 that I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that again. You know what I'm saying? No thanks. No thanks.
I'm good.
So,
like for me, it's the same thing. I love BDSM, but I don't love all parts and all aspects of BDSM.
Right.
Like for me, I don't do needles. One of the reasons I don't do needles, the main reason, is because I haven't been trained in it and I don't know it well enough to do it and be safe doing it. So I don't do it. But the reason I haven't been trained is because I don't have that interest. It doesn't really do anything for me. And I'm not.
What do you do with your plunger? Because Baby Bear just said that y'all plunger has seen some crazy things over there.
So anyway, the next question, sometimes toys are what you make of them. And some of the greatest BDSM implements that I have come from Home Depot. You know, you can't just ask for help.
Okay.
Like it ain't that serious.
I know. I'm sorry.
Home Depot is a great place to go if you want to make your own kinky toys.
I got that stick that they stir the paint with. I have it in my trunk.
I remember you telling me.
I have it in my trunk, and I keep it in my trunk, and that is like the best little paddle for me because I enjoy it. It gives like the perfect. I love it.
I'm gonna fuck that. I'm gonna break that stick. That stick ain't gonna do nothing for me. But Bed Bath & Beyond sells cutting boards. If you're looking for a good paddle, their cutting boards come with a hand. I'm just saying. So next question. Have you fucked a friend's partner in front of them?
I mean, I ain't doing it behind them. I'm lifestyle. So I ain't doing it behind their back.
The whole point of being in the lifestyle.
That's the whole point of being in
front of them.
Right. I have. I definitely have. I have fucked my best friend's man in front of her, and it was great. We had a great time. I have fucked with my best friend while we hold hands. We were in an ass eating contest. We were getting the ass ate, not us. We weren't doing the eating. We were getting our ass ate, holding hands.
Your culinary delights are your business.
Holding hands. It was great. Besties. I love my besties.
I had a friend who we would have a threesome with his girl on a regular basis. This was a while back when I was still swinging, but it happened quite a few times. It was like our Friday night thing. And obviously they loved it because they kept coming back. And we still got together to watch the game, and we still played basketball together. We still hung out. We still went to the gym together. Like, it didn't mess up our friendship. But, you know, when you're swinging and you're in the lifestyle, you know that kind of, this is what we do.
This is what it is. That's how we do.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
So, next question. If you're single but looking to explore the lifestyle, how do you get started? This question is always interesting to me because so many people think that the vanilla lifestyle, the swinging lifestyle, the BDSM lifestyle, and the polyamorous lifestyle are just so very different that if you're trying to get into one of them, there's a completely different set of rules and you have to do something completely different. And now we have to reinvent the wheel because we're going to jump over into a different lifestyle. But it's really, the basics are all the same. Just like in the vanilla lifestyle, you got to put yourself out there. You got to talk to people. You got to get to know people. You have to actually talk to people and be a gentleman and be respectful and try and shoot your shot. The same thing happens in the swinging lifestyle. You know, you're in a different atmosphere where you don't necessarily have to be scared to talk to somebody just because they have a boyfriend or a husband, but you still got to put yourself out there. You still got to introduce yourself to people, be respectful, shoot your shot, talk to people. Like, it's the same in all of them.
The way I look at that question is I thought about myself when I first learned of the lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And so for those who don't know how I got into the lifestyle, because I've told the story numerous times on numerous podcasts, my ex took me to a lifestyle party. Once he took me to that party, which was Denise's party, I didn't remember her name. After that party, me and him kind of like broke. We weren't together, but we kind of like we weren't in the talking no more. We were just friends after that. And he did, and I was like, all right, cool. Well, now that we ain't fucking no more, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me put me down with the party. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to go to that party that you took me to. I don't remember her name, and he was like, hell nah.
Yeah, he was like
no. And to this day, this is still one of his biggest regrets was taking me to that damn party. But I mean, that sounds like a personal problem. Anyway,
I brought you to this party to have fun with me, and this bitch is gonna go to the party and have all this fun without me. Now I done turned on. Right. Brought a new chicken to the coop to have fun with all these people, and I can't even have no fun. What the fuck? We still have our fun. He's just mad for other reasons. But that again, those are his regrets, not mine. It is what it is. He was mad he brought a new chicken to the coop. So I kept asking him and he wouldn't put me down. And so at this point,
I didn't know anybody else that was in the. I mean, I knew his friends, but I didn't want to go through his friends because I'm not like that. I didn't care. I had a point to prove because I was I was like, yo, if my name ain't motherfucking Mercy G, you gonna see me at one of those parties. And so it took me about 3 months to find out who Denise was, to even find her name, because I refused to ask his friends. Mm-hmm. I refused to ask any. But I did it on my own. No, I didn't start searching. I just knew that God, boy, puts it all. When I want something, I get it. So I met somebody, and the lifestyle conversation. I met somebody like on Tinder, mm-hmm. and the lifestyle conversation came up. And I was like, and he was like, yeah, you know, I know a couple of people, been to a couple of parties. And I was like, yo, do you know this lady, white lady? She got her husband's black, she got the poofy hair. And he was like, you talking about Denise and Bolo? And so I got their name. I got to Facebook, hit her up. She had already sent me a friend request. I didn't even know. And that's how I got sort of kind of introduced to the lifestyle as far as parties and events or whatnot. So during that time, I was like, how do I get my foot in the door? Like, because I didn't know anybody who was actually lifestyle. So it's like, I know it exists. I know it's out there, but who do I talk to? Who do I reach out to? Who's going to,
I see what you're saying.
Who's going to get me in the door?
How do you get to be a part of the group?
How do I get to be a part of the actual lifestyle community?
Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not as easy as just going out there. Like,
no, I was thinking about it a different way.
You're right. Which is why I'm loving this, because you're thinking about it one way, and I'm totally thinking about it a whole different way. And I love this. So what I have to say as far as those type of people who just want to get their foot in the door and just meet people who are actually lifestyle, there are groups on Facebook. There's Fet Life.
Wait a minute. There's this really great podcast also.
And
this podcast is like everywhere.
Right.
It's awesome. The two hosts are amazing. This absolutely handsome, gorgeous black guy with this Hispanic chick that's okay. But it's a really, really good podcast that you could watch.
I hope you get some heat from these people, and they come after you and be like, I know you ain't talking about my girl like that.
Two really gorgeous hosts of this great
really gorgeous hosts
that you could watch, and you could listen to things in this podcast to find out what you need to do to get your feet in the door.
Right. Definitely. We always advertise parties and events that we're going to. But again, SDC, Fet Life. There are groups on Facebook. There are groups on Telegram. There are groups about the Telegram. Yeah, there's groups just about everywhere. You just gotta just keep asking until you meet the right person, and somebody is.
I swear to God, they be on Telegram just sending out messages all day long.
That's like the new
in the morning, and when I check Telegram after work, it's like 1,500 missed messages.
That's like the new WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying?
They be on there all day long, just shooting them.
Right.
I can't keep up. It's too much.
I mean, so there are different ways that you can get. There's Rooftop. Now you can go to places like Rooftop. It's in Hollywood. You can
Rooftop Resort on Hollywood Beach.
Right. You can go to Trapeze.
Because there's Rooftop Bar.
Right. There is. So it's Rooftop.
There's like 18 different rooftops.
It's right. It's what is it? Right next to Margaritaville?
Yes.
Right next to Margaritaville. Right next to Margaritaville. That's a good.
I feel like we shouldn't be advertising for them though,
but I'm not advertising for them. I'm just giving my people who are asking these questions. They want to know how do they get in.
Yeah.
And I'm giving them suggestions. We have Rooftop. We have Trapeze. If you're in Orlando, Kissimmee, you have Secrets. Caliente, you have Caliente, Eyes Wide. These are all resorts.
If you're going to Jamaica,
there's hedonism. Yeah, so there's different ways.
The food and hedonism is.
Miami Velvet. There's different. I don't like Velvet either, but somebody else might. Somebody else might. It doesn't have to be. It's a spot. And so there's definitely different ways that you can, get into the actual lifestyle scene if that's what you're looking for. And straight up, whoever asked me this question, I mean, if you want me to, open that door for you, I will, hit me up, and I'll see what I can do for you. See where I can. There's meet and greets. We got game night on Thursdays off of Commercial and Powerline at the Grand. Come on now, there's different ways to meet people that are like-minded.
And if
Hollover, the nude beach. Hollover, the nude beach on Sundays. Especially on Sundays, that's where the whole group goes out and meets.
Hollover is like they got the Jay-Z concert out there because It be thugged up and all over. Like it be. Yeah, get there early so you can get you a spot because it be D'd up at all over on Sundays. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are just a few ways that you can actually get your foot in the door with the lifestyle. And now, if you want to go deeper, BDSM and stuff, where there's lifestyle, where there's swingers, there's always somebody that's into BDSM.
Well, at some parties they don't cater to that crowd.
Some parties don't cater to that crowd.
I was fucking with your cousin.
Some people don't.
So there are, like I said, a lot of people like to think that the BDSM lifestyle and the swinger lifestyle are so separate and far apart, and they're so different.
They're really not.
They always intertwine. If you are into one, you'll find roads into the other from being in that one, because so many people go back and forth and diddle and dabble in both those lifestyles that there's always some kind of mixing and mingling going on. The local community here isn't the best if you are a person of color and you want to be a top, but if you're a bottom, they love you. If you're bottom, if you're switchy and you favor the bottom, they love you. If you want to be a top and you want to run the show and be in charge of things, you're not going to be that popular.
But don't let that unmotivate you from doing it, because
you just have to kind of find your own people and your own clan and your own group so that you don't have to deal with that.
Right. And you can find that at a bunch of lifestyle parties.
Yeah.
You definitely find it.
There's always the intermixing of both lifestyles, the way it comes together, and the people that like to do both, because freaky people are kinky people and vice versa. I feel like the next question was a targeted question for Mercy JustFly.
It definitely was.
So we're going to let her have that one.
It definitely was, which is, what is your favorite position? And I think there was
the one that makes you come the fastest.
The one that makes me come the fastest.
I'm glad you said me, because they were definitely just talking to me.
They were talking to me. That was actually, that was one of the very first questions that I got. And I was like, all right, listen, like this show is not about me and my preference. Yeah, but if you send me another question,
he was shooting his shot.
Right. If you send me another question,
if I see you at a party, which way I gotta throw your leg up, girl?
To the side.
Like it was.
All right. So and then I told them, if they ask me another question, I'll answer it. And I believe that they did, because I got another question soon after I posted that. So if he didn't send that question, somebody else who wants to know what my favorite position is sent that question. So my favorite position, it varies. I mean, besides the normal positions like back shots and missionary, those are two normal positions. I like the whole from the side thing, just throw this bag up right here like that, and just from the side is something about that. I love that. Something about that. And I also love laying on my back while you eat my pussy. That's definitely my number one position.
Okay, so the next question, just in case anyone cares, my favorite position is a position I like to call earmuffs.
Earmuffs?
Yeah.
I like that. That sounds like my number one position, where I lay on my back and give you some earmuffs.
You don't necessarily have to be on your back. I just want to use your thighs as my earmuffs while my tongue is busy. So how does one deal with a partner who is lifestyle, but they are new to the scene? What should I do?
How does someone deal with a partner who is lifestyle, but they're new to the scene?
The way I read this question is, you met someone. That person is lifestyle and you're not. How do you handle that situation? Because you're coming into a situation where you're meeting this person, you like this person, and they're into the lifestyle, and you don't know anything about it. You've never done it. You're not sure. You don't know how to handle it. What do you do?
What do you do? Well, first of all, I think that the number one question would be are you even interested in such a lifestyle?
Because it is not for everybody.
And it's not for the weak. It's definitely not for the weak.
And you know what? That's not true. It's not necessarily about being weak or being strong. It's just about how you love a person and how you are in a relationship. There is nothing wrong with monogamy. It is 100% okay. And if that's what works for you and that's what you're happy with and that's intrinsically who you are as a person, then that's great. And you can be strong monogamous or you can be weak monogamous. That ain't got nothing to do with strong. That's just who you are as a person. And if you are a monogamous person, trying to get into the lifestyle, trying to be a swinger, trying to be okay with swinging, that shit just ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen, especially if you're in there if you're doing it with a partner and you're monogamous and that's really who you are. That's where I say that it's not for the weak right there. That's what I mean by that. Like it's not something that you're gonna be able to do if you're just really actually a monogam. People ask me all the time, why me and my soulmate number one got divorced, which is, my son's dad. Why? Because he's very much so monogamous and I'm not. And I'm not saying that was a problem in our relationship, because I was monogamous up until the very end. And I've been, my first marriage, that's my second marriage. My first marriage also monogamous, and I never cheated or anything. I could definitely be monogamous. I'm a switch in that department. I can be monogamous, I can be poly, and I can definitely be a swinger. You know what I'm saying? But I always had that swinger mentality from a very young age. I'm not very much a jealous person as far as seeing my person interact, having sex with somebody else or being pleasured. That's just me.
But see, the problem that I have when you say it's not for the weak is knowing Big T, baby daddy number one. So ain't nothing about him weak.
No.
Nobody ever gonna say anything is about him weak. But hold on, let me finish. Ain't nobody gonna ever say anything about him as a weak. He is not a weak person, and I wouldn't consider him to be weak in any way. So when you say it's only for the strong, that is kind of an insinuation that you have to be strong.
Okay, so maybe I'm wording it wrong.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wording it wrong, because
it's just the wording of it that makes me a little uncomfortable. Because I don't want people to think that, oh, you not a swinger, you must be a bitch.
No.
It's not like that at all.
It's not like that at all.
A great, wonderful, spectacular, strong person, and you're just monogamous.
Because you're right, baby. There's nothing weak about baby daddy at all. So I didn't mean it like that. But what I do mean is, I let me try to break it down a little bit to kind of explain a little bit of what I'm trying to say is, now let's say, me and him are still together. We've been monogamous, with each other. That's what he's accustomed to, because that's him. That's his way of being. And then I try to lure him into the lifestyle, and I get him to come into the lifestyle. That's gonna be that. It's not, and again, maybe I'm using the wrong word.
Well, lure him and get him to come.
If I get him to come lifestyle.
But see, that's the thing. You don't have to. I've had partners in the past as a polyamorous person who came to me and said, you know what? I'm monogamous. Polyamory is not for me. And I was still partners with that person. And that person understood that polyamory is who and what I am, but they weren't. So I'm not going to force them into any situation or in any relationship they're not interested in. And in those relationships, I had to understand that anything that I wanted to do as a polyamorous person with another relationship had to be something that was going to be done separately and was not going to be a part of the relationship I had with her. So there wasn't going to be a throuple. There wasn't going to be a triad. There wasn't going to be group play. They could be friends, and they would, and I am 100% open and honest. So they're going to know about each other, and they're going to know about that relationship. But as a monogamous person, she did not want any additional relationships with any other people. But she did understand and respect the fact that I am polyamorous. So she knew that I was going to have other relationships, and she was okay with me having other relationships, although she did not. And just like she had to respect me and who and what I am, I had to respect her and who and what she is. So I can't put anything on her when it comes to any kind of group play or trying to get her to be sexual with another girl or trying to have some kind of three-way relationship or a threesome or a throuple. I had to respect the fact that, you know what, for her, monogamy is who and what she is. Just like she had to respect. So in that situation where you're with him and he says, yo, I'm monogamous, this is just what I am, you first have to say, okay, well, are you going to be okay with me being non-monogamous? And if the answer to that question is yes, then you know what? We could rock with that.
Right.
But if the answer to that question is no, then this relationship ain't going to work, because I can't be.
Unless I want to be monogamous.
Unless you want to. But I'm saying if the answer is no,
right,
then we can't work, and this relationship's not going to work, because if you can't respect me for who and what I am, then it's just
it's just not going to work, period. Right. Not gonna work. Period. Again, I think I used the wrong word. Weak is not the word that I should have used.
We have a lot of viewers, and we have viewers that come into this show not knowing anything
about it. Right.
So I just, from that point of view, I don't want them to think that we're saying, you know, if you can't be in this lifestyle, then you just a weak little bitch.
No, I didn't mean it. I definitely did not mean it like that.
I just want to be clear when we talk to people, because not everybody knows how we are and how we be with our people. We know our people. So next question. What would you say is the best way to navigate as a couple when one party is more interested or invested in the lifestyle than the other party? Now, this is a great question, and I get this question a lot actually at Splash.
So just to break it down just a little bit, just so that the people like me can understand a little bit more. So are they trying to say, like, let's say we're a couple.
Right.
I'm a swinger,
right,
and I'm heavily invested in the swinging.
You down for the shit?
And I'm down for the shits, and I'm down to swing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because we got to work Monday through Friday. And then and that's every weekend. I'm down for the weekend. I'm down to swing. And then you being my partner, you're not as motivated.
I'm all right with it, but it really is not.
So you're not really rocking with me on the weekends. You're just rocking with me maybe once a month.
Maybe I might not even want to go once a month. Maybe it'd be like 3 times a year.
So how do we?
So you'll see.
So how do you deal with a partner who is LS but they are new? No, that's not it.
How would you say? But the answer works for both of these. You have to, in a relationship, and this goes for any relationship,
monogamous,
doesn't matter what it is. You have to first grow the fuck up. That's number one. And I don't just mean get some years under your belt. I mean, you have to get a level of maturity where you are on your grown ass motherfucker shit. Okay? Because relationships require respect, patience, communication, and those things are necessary to make any relationship work. Whether it's lifestyle, whether it's not lifestyle, all of that extra shit doesn't matter. If you can't get the basics down, then it don't matter whether you vanilla, swinging, BDSM, poly.
It doesn't matter what you do.
That shit ain't gonna work with nobody ever if you cannot get on your grown-up shit and get the basics down. Respect, communication, patience, sacrifice. I hear so many people talking, and one of the more popular ones is, oh, I want my partner to be free to be who they want to be. And I don't want to put any boundaries or any rules on them because I want them to be free to express themselves in whatever way they seem fit. And I just want them to fly like a little bird and be free. And that's all bullshit. That is every time I hear that shit, I'm like, yeah, you single. You either single or you just got in a relationship or you just got out of a relationship, but you don't know what a long-term relationship is. Because a long-term relationship requires sacrifice. It requires patience. It requires communication. It requires you to be on your grown-ass motherfucker shit. And what that means is, you know what? You might have to set a boundary. And your partner might not like it. But this ain't about what they like all the time, just like it's not about what you like all the time
or what you don't like all the time.
It's about what is going to work for us in this relationship.
Right.
You have to be two people that are willing to prioritize the relationship.
Yeah, you got to prioritize each other.
You cannot prioritize your partner and forget about yourself, and you cannot prioritize yourself and forget about your partner. You have to prioritize your relationship. You have to look at situations and say, what's going to be best for my relationship? Not what's going to be best for me and then fuck her. And not what's going to be best for her. And I'll just deal with the resentment and anger and frustration of never getting my way and never getting anything I want until I act like a volcano, blow the fuck up. And then she's wondering, what's the big deal that I wanted ice cream from Burger King instead of Wendy's? Why the fuck is he having an explosion? Because I wanted a Frosty instead of a milkshake. Because at that point, it's not about the Frosty and the milkshake. It's about the fact that he feels like you don't never do what he want to do or go where he want to go. And you don't want to have to get into that bullshit.
You're gonna have to communicate, because one thing about the lifestyle, boy, communication is the key.
Ooh,
well, that's lifestyle and everything, but communication is the key. So you have to express your true feelings to your partner, and hopefully this being your partner, they're willing to try to at least understand where you're coming from, and you guys got to meet halfway. You know what I'm saying? I like to party every weekend. He likes to party once every 3 months.
So you know what's going to happen? She's going to have to make a sacrifice. She's not going to be able to go to the party every weekend like she wants to. And I'm going to have to make a sacrifice. I'm not going to be able to stay home and not go to the party unless it's those 3 times a month that I want to go to. She's going to have to go a little less than she wants to go. And I'm going to have to go a little more than I want to go, so that we can be in a place where we are prioritizing our relationship. And we are saying, you know what? I might not want to do it tonight, but I'm going to do it because I know she wanted to go last week, but she stayed home with me because I didn't want to.
Right.
So I'm going to make the same sacrifice for her that she made for me, and I'm going to go.
Definitely.
Because that's what relationships are about. It's not all about any one person. A relationship is built by 2 people.
Maybe more sometimes, but yeah.
And let me tell you something. I tell people, when I teach my relationship classes, I tell people all the time, if you are in a vanilla relationship, you are like a soldier in the army, and you are fighting a war every day. Once you get to be lifestyle, you special forces. You ain't no regular soldier. You have to look for more elite training and more elite tools and better equipment, and you got to communicate more, and you got to do more, because you adding extra shit to your relationship. So now you got to work extra to make that shit work. Once you get into polyamory, you fucking Delta Force at this point, because now you got 3, 4, 5 relationships all going at the same time. So you got to have that special training. You got to have that special equipment. You got to communicate. You got to do a whole bunch of shit.
Baby Bear says you're a slutty soldier.
You're a slutty soldier.
And I'm gonna say I am too.
That's lifestyle. So, but you have to, if
I'm a soldier, I'm gonna be in the Navy, because that's where all the seamen
girl,
are.
Bye. I knew it was coming. If you want to be in the lifestyle, if you decide, you know what, the lifestyle is for me, then you're basically saying, I'm gonna take a step up. I'm gonna put a little bit more into a relationship. It's gonna be a little bit more. And the deeper you get into it, the more work it takes, the more communication it takes, the more patience it takes, the more sacrifice, the more respect. Once you're doing more, it takes more work. This shit ain't easy.
It ain't, you know what? That's the word. It ain't easy. I'm not going to say that it's not for the weak. I'm going to say this shit is not easy.
It ain't easy.
It ain't easy.
Let me tell you something. If you are in a vanilla relationship and the shit don't never work, and you always single, and you can't stay in a relationship for longer than 5 or 6 months, people always leaving you, the relationship never working out, you always breaking up. The answer is not, I'm going to be a swinger and everything's going to be easier because now I'm going to be able to find a relationship that's focused on, nah. For you people that think, oh, I'm a couple, we're fighting all the time, the relationship's not working, let's add another person and be polyamorous to make the relationship work. Nah, bro.
That's not gonna work.
Nah, that's like saying you married and you're miserable, so you're gonna have a baby to stay together. Nah, bro. Nah, that shit ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna work.
Now let me tell you the people that work in the lifestyle, swinging, polyamory. Let me tell you what works. That relationship that has a great fucking relationship, and they're super happy and everything's wonderful, and they want some more excitement and they want to add a little bit more. Those are the motherfuckers.
Those are the ones that work.
Those are the ones that work.
Unless they met each other in the lifestyle.
Even
and
if
they
you
already
meet,
know.
Even if you meet in the lifestyle, you still got to work.
You still got to work on you.
You still got to work on you. You still got to work on that relationship. But the people that work are the people that already have a great relationship and they're adding a little bit more. The ones that are in a horrible fucking relationship and they think this is going to fix it, those are the ones that you see fighting at the party. Those are the ones that you hear arguing in the parking lot right outside the party.
You get pushed down the stairs and
oh, please don't go there. Let's not
crack
talk about
their head open.
We don't need to talk about that again. We don't need that.
We don't need to talk about
real things.
We don't need to talk about real things that happen.
We don't need to talk about real things.
Okay.
We're gonna keep it hypothetical.
hypothetically speaking.
Those are the people that you see arguing in the hallway outside the room at the party where everybody's in the room fucking and they stand in the hallway arguing.
Y'all don't do that. Go home and argue. Don't argue in front of people.
Those are the people that leave the party early and argue all the way home and then argue when they get home.
And that's fine because we don't have to hear it.
But still, who wants to deal with that?
I just want to say shout out to all our YouTube listeners. We just had like 10 people on with us, which is the most that we've had on live with us. They watch it afterwards, but shout out to y'all that are on here watching us, and shout out to our Instagram and to our.
Like we got to give them a YouTube. You for YouTube.
Anyway,
or we can do a
This is YouTube is why. YouTube. It's a why. Anyway, next question.
I feel like the you was getting it. Like I was getting somewhere.
And you were getting somewhere.
The you was
Look, we dropped 2 people. It was because of your you.
They hate because they're not as creative as me. That's all. So this question was a very interesting one. I think my wife would enjoy cuck queening based on her relative lack of interest in other males, and she's straight. How should I approach that subject? This motherfucker went way left.
No, wait, hold on, because let's explain what cuck queening is.
So, cuck queening is when you are looking at having a female cuckold.
So the guy is with the girl while the wife, who is the cuck queen, is
not necessarily.
Watching. What's
the guy? The husband is having sex with another woman. And that woman is humiliating the wife.
Oh.
So in a normal cuckold situation, normally cuckold is based in men. And you have a couple. The wife has sex with the bull, which is a man, and the bull humiliates and degrades the husband while he's fucking the wife. Cuck queening is when you are reversing
the roles, and the woman is the one that's being
so now the woman is being degraded and humiliated by another woman who is fucking her husband.
Okay.
So her being straight and having a relative lack of interest in other males does not explain to me why she would like cuck queening. So if he saw something else that makes him think that she likes to be humiliated and degraded by other women he's having sex with, then I would say, okay, yeah, you got something there. But just the fact that she has a lack of interest in other males and she's straight, you jump to cuck queening makes me feel like you might have an interest in cuck queening that you are expressing and putting on her to say, I'm asking for a friend. But he wanted to know, you know how people do that too. So, I got a friend that wanted to know, blah 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 blah.
I mean, but maybe it's his girl, so he obviously should know his girl, and something happened that I mean, I don't know. Maybe she went to Walmart and somebody cursed her out, and
she got off on it.
And she got off on it,
and so cussed me out. My pussy was so wet.
Or okay, wait, I got a better one. Maybe they were at Walmart and he was wearing his favorite shirt that his wife gave him, and somebody gave him a compliment. I like your shirt. And then she went at it with the girl, and the girl cursed her out, and it turned her on instead. Maybe. I mean, maybe. You never know.
And you'll see, I wrote a lot as an answer to this question.
I love you, baby bear.
You see, I wrote a lot as an
You wrote a lot. You wrote a lot.
Now, voyeurism is a very popular kink. She could just be a voyeur. Like, you have a lot of people that get off watching their partner do something to someone else, and that's a very popular kink. So her lack of interest in other men and the fact that she's straight could be explained in the fact that she's just a voyeur. She's not interested in being or doing anything with other men, but she enjoys watching her partner with other women because she is a voyeur, and that's something that is very popular. Now, outside of that, if you are still interested in cuck queening and that's something you want to approach, My strong recommendation is to see how she feels about being degraded and humiliated by other women, because that is a main component in cuckolding and cuck queening. Degradation and humiliation from a partner that you are bringing in from the outside is a big component.
See, now I need more details, because I want to know if has she even watched you be intimate with another woman, and she liked it or didn't. I mean, like, I got questions.
And as you see, I wrote everything. I wrote it down, but watching you with other women was part 2. You need to establish 2 things if cuck queening is the way you want to go. You need to have a talk with her about, how do you feel about being humiliated and degraded by other women I am fucking, and how does that turn you on? How do you feel about that? What does that do to you? If that's something that turns her on and it's really good for her and she likes it, step 2 is how would you like to watch someone or watch me fuck someone while they're doing that to you? If she responds well to both of those, then shit, cuck queening is right. That's exactly what she wants to do. That's right down her alley. She's going to be very happy with that situation. Now, if in those 2 conversations, she looks at you, tilts her head to the side, and is like, what the fuck did you just say to me? Cuck queening is not for her. That's not the way you want to go. That's just not.
Oh, you know what would be a good way to sort of kind of slide it in there? There should be some porn on this.
There's porn on everything.
There's porn on it. Yeah, there's definitely porn on everything. There's definitely porn on everything. That might be a good way. Like, try to watch some porn with her
and see
where they're doing cuck queening and see how she feels about that.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
That
way you can bring up the conversation like, oh, look at that.
Right. That's right. Like, you don't have to put yourself out there and be like, yo, I really think that, you might like to get cursed out while I'm fucking a bitch by the bitch. I don't mean,
and let me be clear.
I don't mean bitch in the bitch way. I mean,
let me be clear about
another
something.
chick.
A lot of people are okay hearing degradation and humiliation from their partner that they love and that they know loves them and cares for them, but they will not be okay hearing it from someone else.
Because I wish it would.
That right there.
What'd you say?
That right there.
Wait. What'd you say? What?
And let me tell you something. A lot of dudes that's watching that's in a couple, you know good and well, calling your girl a dirty little slut while you're in bed having sex with her is a totally different situation than being at the mall and say, hey, dirty little slut, come here.
Unless it's, never mind. Yeah.
Context,
yeah. Context. I think that's definitely a good way though. Is try watching porn. Yeah. Try watching some porn. Try looking up some porn that has some cuck queening in it.
That's a really good idea.
And see how she reacts to it.
That's a good idea.
Watch her body language and see if she gets turned on by that.
I like it. That's a good idea. So the next question got me a little upset. How does one deal with, or I think they meant to say, how do you feel about content creators that abuse the lifestyle? I mean, the ones that do not swap or engage in kink play without there needing to be profit involved. First of all,
that's called prostitution. I'm joking.
First of all,
without profit involved.
The question to me has become, who the fuck are you? The fucking kink police? Like you get to be the one to decide that they're abusing the lifestyle because they say they don't want to play without
being recorded. Yeah. Okay, me being that I was on OnlyFans before, being that I kind of understand where they're coming from, because there are some people that are so obsessed with just making content and it benefiting them. You know what I'm saying? That they just, if I can't record it, if I this and that, then, I'm not going to do it.
But Mercy, hold on. Before you go any further, I'm going to tell you like this. A lot of people that have never made content have no fucking idea how hard it is to make content. To come up with ideas and to have to make content to keep people engaged for months or years or weeks or days at a time, to always have to be uploading new shit because you know that your clients or the people that are paying to see you always want to see something new. They don't want to see the same old shit. To always have to be out there doing shit, recording shit, uploading shit, editing shit, posting shit. Like
you telling me like I don't know. I went through all that.
No, I'm saying,
and which is why
I'm saying a lot of people that have never made content, they have no idea.
No, it's which is why I don't even have the OnlyFans anymore. No, because having like living, let me tell you something, doing that type of stuff, it really is like a full-time job. Yes, like it really is. I mean, yeah, people think, oh, you know, but you're having fun, you're having sex, or you're doing this, or you're doing that. It's not just that, because you got to make sure you got all the right angles. You gotta edit the editing part.
It's just like anything else. Part of the job, yes, is having sex, but a big part of the job is uploading content that you know people are gonna like. So what that means is, while you're having sex, you also have to be in your head about, what does this angle look like? What does that angle look like? Let me not make a face that's too ugly. If I come, let me make sure it looks pretty. Let me make sure he's fucking me at an angle that looks good on the camera. You can't just sit back and relax and enjoy it. You can sometimes, but a lot of times
you really can't.
When you're talking about making content that you have to make content on a weekly or daily basis, like, you're not always in your head thinking about, who am I gonna fuck today so that I can record it and put it up there. I'm so super excited. You're like, God damn,
I mean, it was like that for like the first month or two.
Yeah.
And then after that, it becomes
Once you've
a
been
lot.
doing it for a while, it's like,
it becomes a lot.
I just recorded shit yesterday. I gotta do it again today. What the fuck?
Okay, but back to the question.
Hold on a second. I also have to make this clear. I'm not a content creator. I am not a porn star. I have never been a porn star. You are not going to see any porn out there with this on it right here. I don't know about making content from the point of view of being the person on camera, but you have to remember, because of my job, I have gone to content creators, tied them up, had to sit there and wait for them to take 1 million pictures, tied them up, had to sit there and wait for their content partner to fuck them and get all this shit on camera, and then untie them, clean all of my rope up, put it away. Like, I am not a content creator, but because of what I do, I have associated myself with content creators to be able to see the behind the scenes process of what that looks like. And that shit is not glamorous.
It's not.
And it's not easy.
But what they're saying is content creators abusing the lifestyle, because in the lifestyle, okay, we all know this. It's easier, a little bit easier to get laid in the lifestyle than it is not in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I believe this person is saying is, there's content creators who will indulge in the lifestyle because it's easier for them
to come up with content.
And then but that's all they're about. Like, they don't care about, you know, anybody else, you know, whether this, that, or the other. They just, you know, all they care about is their content. So I hear you, and I get that, but it's no.
But see, that's the thing.
Because me, I understand that, but like me as somebody who's been on both ends, okay, this is just my opinion. Me as somebody who's been on both ends, who's a swinger, who's in the lifestyle, and I've also been a content creator before. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to this party and there's this one person that I really want to play with, and every time I try to play with this person, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna play with you, but you know, not unless I gotta, you know, I'm not gonna play with you unless we're gonna be on camera, or this, that, it. To me, it's like, okay, you know, it's a little tiny bit selfish almost.
You know why it's not? Because you have every right to say nope.
You're right. But what if you want to play with me and I want to play with you, and we already mutually know this because we both, I turn you on, you turn me on, you know, and that chemistry is there. You know what I'm saying? But then you come to me and it's like, yeah, but the only way is if I can get it on camera.
All right, deuces, I'm out.
I hear you. but they're constantly doing this at every lifestyle scene, and that's just what they're there for.
And I'm constantly deucing them out because I'm not gonna fuck with you.
I hear
because
you.
At the end of the day, we are grown adults. And if you are on your content creator shit because that pays your motherfucking bills, and you got rent due, you got electricity due, you got to buy your baby clothes, you got school fees, you got car notes and gas and tires and this and that and the other, and you got to make that money, then you do what you got to do to make your money. And you know what? I can say yes or I can say no. So it don't make no sense for me as a grown-ass motherfucking man to jump up in my feelings because I want to fuck you off camera and you not going to fuck with me unless it's on camera. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I'm not entitled to your pussy. I'm not entitled.
I know, but now
it's not my right to fuck you, no matter how attracted I am.
But now I'm just butthurt because you're just trying to make a profit off of me.
Then you know what? You got to deal with your feelings in the best way you can. It's not my fault. You are butthurt. Those are your feelings. That ain't my fault.
Sound like a personal problem.
That is a personal motherfucking problem. Because at the end of the day, that ain't my fault that you in your feelings. It ain't my fault that you butthurt. Yeah, you wanted to fuck me real bad, okay? And you was on your shit about wanting to fuck me real bad. I get it. I understand. I'm hot. I'm great. I'm wonderful. We have good chemistry. But you know what? I got bills. So if you ain't going to pay me some money, we got to record.
You're such a prostitute.
It's not about being a prostitute.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No. But some people really think that way. You such a prostitute. You such a dirty bitch. Like, why can't you just have fun with me off camera? Why does it have to be about the money? Why does it have to be about the profit? Because a bitch got bills. That's why I got to be about that. Because I got a motherfucking car note. Because I don't want to go home with my motherfucking lights off. That's why I got to be about that.
So the answer to that question is, if you don't like it, just say no. Just, you're going to have to go, and fantasize about somebody else who's willing to do it off camera.
Let me explain something to you. And the guys are going to know a lot more about what I'm talking about than the girls are. I've heard no in my lifetime a whole motherfucking lot. There have been a ton of bitches that I wanted to fuck, but I was black and not white. I was big and not little. I was limping and they wanted to do with 2 functional legs. I had a bitch tell me I don't like dudes with facial hair. I would fuck you, but you got a beard. So I had a beard. I had a bitch tell me one time, I only like bald guys. You got hair. Bitch, I ain't even got that hair. Really, bitch?
Did she look up top?
I was supposed to go out with a bitch one time. She told me she had to shampoo her cat, so we couldn't go out. Now, I know you bullshitting, but you ain't have to say that shit. You could have just said no. But the point that I'm trying to make, I can be as
I wanted to laugh so hard, but I didn't want to spit on you.
Mouthful of you.
She said she had to shampoo her cat.
She had to shampoo her cat.
Was it her actual cat?
And I'm like, I was on the phone with, you got to wash your pussy? She's like, no, Bear, I wash my pussy. I was like, well, you don't want to say you got to shampoo your cat. Like, if your pussy dirty, then that's right. You need to wash that shit. Like, don't be going outside with a dirty pussy. And she's like, you such an asshole. That's why I want to go out with you. And she's hung up on me. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is no matter how, all men know that no matter how much you like a bitch, no matter how much you want a bitch, no matter how much you want to fuck, no matter how great you think the pussy gonna be, no matter how much you think she should want you, if somebody says no, you got to suck that shit up. I'm talking about the men that are not. I'm talking about those of us that are not rapists, that are free, that are walking around in polite society, in freedom,
right?
Not, the ones that don't have the idea. Oh, bitch, say no. I'm gonna tell you anyway. You need to go to jail. You need to be shot. Like, I'm talking about decent human beings. We all know that no matter what, a woman can say no. And we have to accept the fact that she said no and move on to the next one. No matter how butthurt we are, no matter how much we think she's making the wrong decision, no matter how much we don't like it, no matter how much we have a difference of opinion, none of that shit matter. She said no, it's no. So at the end of the day, when you talking about, oh, I can't stand the bitch that always want to photograph me, always want to take some shit on camera. If you can't stand it, then don't fuck with her.
Don't do it.
That's all it is. Just don't do it.
Move on to the next one.
She want to take advantage, let her take advantage with somebody else. Just don't be a part of that. Let me tell y'all something. I'm very comfortable hearing no, and I'm very comfortable saying no.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Next.
You ain't gotta like me, bitch. Plenty of people love me.
I do love you.
I know.
I don't like you, but I love you.
That's fine. I can live with that. Let me explain something to you. I am not the hero of everybody's story. There are a whole bunch of people out there, and I'm the villain in their story. And you know what? I'm okay with that.
I'm all right with it.
I'm okay with that. Because you know how I sleep at night? Butt ass naked so they could kiss my ass. How would you respond to couples that only want to play on camera? Same thing. I tell them no because I don't want to be a porn
that's
star.
the same thing. That's almost the same question. Shout out to my Instagram viewers. I see you, baby. My unofficial husband's on there.
All right.
One time for him.
I'm scared to say which one because I know
there's only one unofficial husband. Next question.
Please talk to me afterward.
Yeah.
Remember, the last question's on your phone. I didn't get it transferred over because it came in last minute.
Is that the last one?
That was the last one that I had. Oh, yeah. What's up?
Shout out to the homie.
Shout out.
Damn, we're doing pretty good. We got one question left and we got 1 minute left.
Big up to the unofficial husband.
All right. So the last question was,
this is the one you like. You really like
this. Is the one that I was like, whoa. How do you get to a place mentally where your partner, either your wife or your husband, is intimate with another? Tried a full swap for the first time and couldn't get into it. I ended up just getting up and walking out of the room. My partner saw and came after me immediately. We spoke briefly, but she doesn't want to talk about it anymore. So
the lifestyle ain't for everybody.
The lifestyle is not for everybody, but how do you get to a place? I'm going to tell you how I got to that place. How you get to a place mentally where your partner is intimate with another and you're okay with that. Me personally, this is the way I look at it. All right. I've had a few partners in life. I like what you do. I'm with you now. Okay. We're together. And I love our chemistry. I love our sex. But there's that one thing that one partner that I had that used to do that he does pretty good. And that's not something that you're into. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the way what the mind fucking that I concluded in or came to or whatnot is, I know that my partner has been with other people. I know that he's gotten pleasure from other people. And some of these pleasures I personally cannot give to him for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I might not, suck it the way homegirl sucked it, before. I might not have that same rhythm that, he his liked.
Dick curve left instead of the last dude, his dick curve right.
You know what I'm saying? So the way I dealt with that in the past, or what made me come to be who I am, is you can't pleasure me in this way, but he can pleasure me in this way. Why? Or she can pleasure you in this way, but I can't pleasure you in this way because I can't do that same little tongue trick that she does. Why would I not want you to feel good? Why would I not want you to have that pleasure? If I love you and I love you unconditionally and you are my partner and I know I can't do this for you, why would I not let somebody else do it for you if they can give you that ultimate? Because I'm not selfish.
I'm glad you said that.
I'm not selfish. So I want, I've been in so let's put me in the equation. Let's, use it on me. Like I might have this one big orgasm, or you know what I'm saying? I like the 1-2 combo that this one did, and it gave me such good pleasure. Why would you not want me to feel that pleasure, even though you can't provide me with that pleasure?
So everything that you're talking about, it takes some things for granted that because you don't deal with those things, you don't think about. A lot of people feel like if my partner experiences something good with another person, they're going to stop loving me and they're going to start loving that other person. You see how as soon as I said that, you was like, what the fuck? No. But
I don't see that happening.
A lot of people,
they do.
A lot of people genuinely feel that way. If my partner experiences something good with another person, then they're going to leave me and go be with that other person. They forget about the relationship. They forget about the time. They forget about the emotional intimacy. They forget about all of the other aspects that their partner has spent time, effort, energy, and love and created this whole relationship with them. And they think that if this one thing is good with this person over here, he's going to throw all of that away and go running after this thing.
One little tiny thing.
Now, some people feel like that will happen because it has happened. You have a lot of people out there that think the grass is greener on the other side because they happen to see a blade of grass that was greener than a piece of grass on their side. But they didn't notice that that one blade of green grass was sitting in a field of brown weeds. All they saw was that one blade of green grass. And because they see that one blade of green grass, they're like, you know what? I'm going to go over there. Because this thing that I have with this person is so wonderful, great, marvelous. I'm going to throw all of this away and go run after this thing. Because this thing is missing from all of this. And now they don't have all of this and they only get this thing.
Right.
And then they go back looking for this again. And by then it's too late because this person has moved on. So you have the people that feel that way because it has actually happened. And that trauma, that baggage, that situation that they went through with someone has now created that mental and emotional situation inside their mind. And for them, that's real.
Gotcha.
The hardest thing that you're ever going to do in your entire life is to love somebody like you've never been hurt before.
Oh, we've had this conversation.
Yeah, we had this one-on-one.
One-on-one, yeah, and that's a hard one.
The hardest thing that you're ever going to do in your entire life is to love somebody like you've never been hurt before. Release all the baggage that you've built up over your lifetime because of everything you went through. Let go of all of the trauma that you have created with someone else, with this new person. Love this new person like you have never been hurt before. So they get a completely clean slate. That's the hardest thing you'll ever have to do in your entire life. And most people are not able to do that for you.
I want to say that that's almost sort of, in my mind, that's like almost impossible.
Yeah.
It's like almost impossible for you to love somebody so pure and so innocently and so unconditional like that. At least me, in the 45 years that I've lived and the shit that I've gone through, it's kind of hard not to kind of like, you know, drag that little piece of wall over.
It's not kind of hard. It's super fucking hard.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, not kind of.
It's
super
hard.
Fucking hard.
It's hard. It's hard. And I remember why we had this conversation. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
The hardest thing you ever have to do.
So
I
want to say, he says, you know, get to a place. I mean, if that's something that you really want to do and you want to get to that place and it's something that you think is going to better your relationship with your significant other and you want to try, I say try to the best of your ability. Think about what I said. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make you, well, first of all,
I think it's really important to start with this. That is not a place that you get to overnight. Definitely. You're not going to get into a relationship. You've never done anything like this before. And now in this new relationship, instantly you're okay with it. It starts with little things. It starts with baby steps. Have a conversation. Set the boundaries that you are okay to deal with in the relationship, that your partner is okay to deal with in the relationship, that are things that will make you more comfortable and help you build up to that place where you'll need to be so that it can be okay. And understand something. The boundaries that you set should not be static. They should be dynamic. And what that means is you shouldn't get in a relationship today and set some boundaries today, and then a year from now, the boundaries are exactly the same. As that relationship progresses and you build trust and you build comfort and you get that emotional entanglement and you are able to see how your partner moves and know your partner better, your boundaries should change. Things that weren't okay in the beginning should be more okay now. Things that were issues to you because you didn't have that trust in the beginning, now that you have that trust, those things should be okay.
Yeah.
If you're not building, if you're not moving to this place where things are getting better and you're building trust and you're building respect and you're building your relationship, then you need to look at your relationship and try and figure out what's wrong with your relationship, that it's not building those things.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think that the first step is or one of the first steps is within your relationship. You have to feel secure. That's the word I'm looking for. You have to feel secure within your relationship. You have to know that your partner loves you unconditionally. That yeah, you know, the little, you know, special trick of the swirl or whatever might be better over here, and you might not know how to do that, but that's not enough for that person to leave you and want to be over there. You have to know your person, and you know what I'm saying? You have to build within each other, and that takes a lot of communication, that takes a lot of trust, that takes a lot of honesty, that takes a lot of...
You have to be able to know for a fact that your partner's going to be like, oh my God, that's really good. Babe, that shit I had over there was awesome. It was amazing. It was really good. Let me talk to you about it. You the person I want to come over, and you the person I want to spend time talking about that thing over there and how much fun that was and how it felt and what it was like. And I want you to try and have that with somebody else and see how it works for you. It's the idea that they want something like this is not so far-fetched that it's unbelievable that they want this thing. But you have to remember, just because they want this doesn't mean that this doesn't matter. Right. A lot of people will prioritize, care for, love, and be all about this right here. And then for a moment, have some fun with this. And this is great and spectacular and wonderful, but still always come back to this.
Definitely.
A lot of people are okay with that.
And I think that's where you need to be at in order to be able to do this type of thing. I mean, without that trust, without that communication, without that honesty, without that, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna blow your mind.
It's not good to be in the lifestyle.
I'm gonna blow your mind a little bit more. Even before you get to all of that, you got to deal with this. You got to deal with your own insecurities. You got to deal with your trust issues that you have. Sometimes it's not about your partner. It's not about your relationship. It's not about something they did or something that they are, something that's happening with them. Sometimes it's you. You got to deal with your shit. If you have insecurities that you know you have, and your insecurities create jealousy for your relationship, that's not about your partner. Because no matter what they do, you're going to be jealous, because the jealousy is based in your insecurities. You have to be big enough. You got to be on your grown ass motherfucker shit enough to be able to say, is it me? Am I the problem? Did she do something that makes me feel like I'm not in a place mentally to handle this? Or is there something in me that makes me feel like I'm not in a place mentally to handle this? Because if it's in here, all this pointing and looking and going somewhere else to find out what the problem is, it ain't gonna fix shit.
It sure ain't. And with that being said, we are well over our time.
So we got Splash this weekend.
We're
gonna give y'all a little taste of Splash. We're gonna do a little pop-up.
We're gonna do a
pop-up podcast at Splash, give you a little taste, just a little yum yum yum. We're gonna give you one of these about Splash. You're not getting this, But you're gonna get one of these. You're gonna get one of these a little bit.
Just
so
a little
tune
bit.
in
On
Friday
spoke?
evening. Yes.
So it would be
We're
Friday,
good Friday
evening.
Probably somewhere between 6 and 8. We don't have an exact
time, right? But be on the lookout.
It's going to depend on some things that's going on with the event. But be Bolo. Be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout.
We're going to be doing a little pop-up in the dungeon, so you'll be able to see a little bit what the dungeon looks like. Some dungeon furniture, some dungeon toys, how we do what we do.
Are we going to give them a demonstration?
No. We can't post that.
Can't get up.
No, we can't post that.
Who said?
YouTube.
Damn it.
And I think Twitter won't let us eat. I know Instagram.
First of all, we're not on Twitter. Second of all,
no, we're tweeting.
Oh, we tweet.
We tweet.
We tweeting?
We should be tweeting. Doesn't what you call? We're gonna talk about that after.
We're gonna talk about that after. I don't think we tweeting. But...
I think we're tweeting, but I know Instagram won't. YouTube and Instagram both. They're gonna cut us the fuck off if we put that up there.
So okay. So can we?
No.
God. Anyway, all right. So yeah, we got Splash this weekend. We're gonna do our little pop up on Friday evening.
We'll be doing a pop up at the Island Party.
Oh, and that's
weekend.
The following weekend. That is the 27th and the 28th.
Cops and Robbers.
That Cops and Robbers, which is also Nikki's birthday, and then
I have so many ideas for role play for that party, and I'm not going to be able to do any of them.
You're not going to be there?
No, I'll be there, but I'm not going to be doing my role play Cops and Robber ideas. I'm going to be doing some other stuff with some toys and some rope there. I'm gonna be doing some tying up and some spanking. I'm not gonna be doing role play.
Oh, that's right up my alley. Can I get something?
No. I love that look of disappointment in your face. Oh, it's so delicious.
I'm literally like getting teary-eyed.
It's delicious.
You're such a fucking sadist for real.
Sadist,
sadist.
Salmon.
No.
Sadist.
Sadist because it makes me sad.
Sadist. Salmon.
Salmon. You're a salmon sadist.
Salmon.
Anyway, so yeah, this weekend Splash Mocha.
Splash Takeover.
Because there is a difference. This weekend Splash Takeover. Following weekend, we have Islands Party.
Cops and
Robbers is the theme on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. And then Saturday, the theme is cheerleaders and basketball or sports. But it's cheerleaders and then
cheerleaders and the people they're caring for. We'll just leave it.
Right. Right. So that's that.
Be
aggressive. I hate you. And that's all we got for you guys. All right. Once again, shout out to all our YouTube listeners. Thank you for coming on here, subscribing, share. Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Subscribe. Hit the buttons, do the things, subscribing, liking, do all of the things to let them know that you like us and what we do.
Right. And then shout out to our Instagram people. We got Voodoo Boy. We got GA Sheet Metal. We got Quasi. We got Eric 305. We got everybody on. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for coming on here.
To our IG people, our IGs. IG.
Right. We love y'all.
Insta thugs.
Insta gangsters. All right. Listen. I would say we'll see you next week, which we will, but before next week, we'll see you on Friday. Splash Mocha. All right.
Dungeon pop-up.
Dungeon pop-up. I'm trying to get spanked.
Maybe somebody will.
Whatever.
I'm sure somebody will be there.
Bye, Bear.
Bye.
See y'all. Love y'all.
Peace out.
Mm-hmm.